Why Don't We is slowly taking over the world and our hearts. Let's be honest, we were in need of another boy band. But do you know how hard it is to be a pop star? Well, you're about to find out. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to never miss another video. And be sure to check out our community section for even more fun. Now let's check out what Why Don't We have to put up with.
Fans just eat it up and then they take it from there, and they've worked wonders for us. Like, it's been
amazing.
Strict rehearsals. Every pop singer needs to rehearse for their performance. As you might expect, it isn't always easy. It's been noted that bands should practice at least 1 to 2 times per week for at least 3 to 4 hours at a time. It might not seem like a lot, but it's basically an intense workout. Just imagine singing and dancing at the same time. When Why Don't We are on tour, they also need to have sound checks before every show. This way they make sure they're checking the sound equipment as well as the actual performance for that specific set and arena. You never know what might happen if you don't do a sound check. Why Don't We sometimes documents their rehearsals on Twitter. This means the fans get fed with some of the most hilarious footage ever. And if you're a fan of a musician, you know that footage is very much appreciated. It just shows that rehearsals can also be fun if you're in the right company, and who doesn't want to see their fave happy? It's unclear just how much time Why Don't We spends rehearsing while on tour, but based on their performances, we can say that it's quite a lot. It takes a while to put everything together after all, and not to mention learning the choreography. These boys definitely work hard. Simple dance moves. This isn't just a tour thing, this is a brand thing. Boy bands are often judged by their minimal choreography. When you compare the choreography of a girl band like Fifth Harmony or Little Mix, it's pretty clear that male bands aren't expected to put on a choreography type of show. Well, unless you're a K-pop group, but this is not a video for that. But Why Don't We wanted to do something different, so all their performances, even their tour ones, have simplistic choreography that syncs them together as a group. The reason behind this simplistic dancing is because Why Don't We consists of 5 solo artists. Yep, they are all pretty much focused on their vocals and not on their dancing. But because the band wanted to differentiate itself from bands like One Direction, they added a tiny bit of choreography to their performances. So even if they're on tour, their choreography rules have to be included in a performance. It might not seem like a lot, but based on the fact that the Limelights fandom is huge, the simplistic moves are definitely working.
and it's got a very upbeat vibe and very just happy vibe.
Pre-show rituals. Some artists have pre-show rituals. It doesn't matter where they are. They're always doing something before the show to make sure they have a successful performance. Beyoncé, for example, has a pre-show ritual that takes a few hours. Seriously, we're not kidding. It involves saying a prayer with everyone in the band and then stretching. She then sits in a massage chair for an hour while people do her hair and makeup. That's her ritual. And One Direction used to do a group huddle. In their huddle, they would say something that would change depending on the continent they were in. So, for example, they'd sing The Lion Sleeps Tonight when they were in South America. And Why Don't We's pre-show ritual involves a chant that highlights the fact that this is just the beginning for the band. They also chant 1, 2, 3, why don't we? How adorable is that? We bet these type of chants really bring up the energy and get the entire band hype and ready to hit the stage. Combine that with the next Why Don't We quirk and you really have a complete tour package. The handshake. It looks like Why Don't We just loves to do their secret handshake. In a QA video that was clearly taken on their tour bus, you can see Jack and Daniel doing the band's secret handshake. Obviously, it's not secret anymore, but by the looks of it, they do it quite often. Of course, this isn't an exactly strictly forced rule, but we bet having a secret handshake makes them feel good. It's even better because now their fans, aka Limelights, also do the exact secret handshake. Imagine meeting someone on the street and randomly discovering they're a Limelight because they know the Why Don't We secret handshake. It's part of the fandom magic, and the handshake is definitely present on their tour. And to be completely honest, this secret is actually pretty cool. We love it when bands create something like this to unite their fans and make them feel like part of the family. Just imagine doing the secret handshake with one of the boys. It's just adorable to see them so playful despite the fact that they're really busy on their tour. Can you do the Why Don't We handshake? Try it.
It was just magic, like.
Using social media. Although it's not a rule, pretty much all Why Don't We members use social media. This helps them connect to their fans as well as grow their audience. Along with having personal social media, Why Don't We also has a band account. This makes it easier to post band-relevant news even though they're on tour. The account makes frequent announcements on both Instagram and Twitter. This makes sure fans can reach them on pretty much all relevant social media platforms. The band doesn't really take a break from social media when they're on tour. They or their manager still has to post relevant information. For example, you'll often see posts announcing the next performance and interacting with the fans. Sometimes the band members will also post videos or photos from behind the scenes. Either way, social media is an absolute must during the tour. While this is not a must for their own personal accounts, the band page needs to be updated and remain active as much as possible. Speaking of social media, if you're a part of the Limelight, you should definitely create a Twitter fan account. Keep up to date with everything related to Why Don't We?
Perfect?
Yeah, I think so. Perfect is one good one. I know made for too.
Yeah.
Cleaning rules. Okay, so what about cleaning? Living on a bus doesn't look that fun, but living with 5 boys might be just a little bit messy. Okay, a lot messy. But there's a strange reason behind that. In a 2018 interview, Why Don't We revealed they don't have bus cleaners. So whenever they're on a tour bus, they basically have to rely on themselves. And we all know how messy boys are, so obviously this won't work out well. But the reason behind it is the fact that Why Don't We wants to remain humble. After all, pop stars don't really do chores, do they? Sometimes it just feels good to clean. Of course, the bus wasn't always clean. Their bus driver had to actually yell at them because it was so filthy. That gave them some motivation to actually keep the bus tidy at all times. So there you have it, tour rule. No cleaners. We wonder if this also means the boys clean their own rooms when they're back at home. Considering how responsible they are with the tour bus, they might not actually be as messy as we thought.
I've been all through the country, from LA to Kentucky.
Sharing is caring. Why Don't We has showed us time and time again why we should pay attention to them. But if you weren't drawn in by their talent, perhaps this motto might make you pay more attention. They believe in the concept of sharing is caring, no matter where you are. After all, they have to work together as a group, and what better way to do that than to do everything together? We have seen so many groups fall apart, and we're still not over Fifth Harmony's hiatus. But why don't we make sure they're connected with one another through every aspect of their work? Whenever they explore new lyrics, they also share them with each other, along with new chords. It allows them to record music quickly and have every band member involved with the entire process. We're all familiar with bands that have fallen apart due to lack of creative control and way too many differences with band members. Well, Why Don't We definitely doesn't have this issue because they seem to always make sure everyone gets creatively fulfilled. Not to mention that sharing lyrics and working together like this makes them incredibly efficient. We love a hardworking band. Water, water, water.
Welcome to our crib. What's up? Welcome.
We all know that water is extremely important for us, right? It gives us clearer skin and overall just helps us feel hydrated at all times. Well, Why Don't We seems to think so too. In an interview with Ticketmaster, Why Don't We was asked to give their fans some advice. Daniel said they should always have their vitamins and stay hydrated. We're pretty sure Why Don't We follows those rules on tour too because, let's be honest, we all followed those rules. Plus, the boys have such clear skin, it would be a miracle if it doesn't come from hydration and skin routine. Just look at them. They pretty much always look on point, don't they? There has to be a secret to this, and we're pretty sure it involves water and vitamins, just like Daniel said. What we do want to know is exactly what vitamins they use, because we really just want a bunch just so we can look like them. Come on, just look how clear their skin is. Officially jealous. Daniel's other advice was to not drink hose water, so water is definitely on their minds. Speaking of water, make sure you stay hydrated and drink a glass right now. Tour dress code. One thing's for sure, Why Don't We definitely knows how to dress to impress. They certainly got the style, just check their Instagram. But on tour, Why Don't We pretty much dress as comfortable at all times. Shirts with slogans and simple jeans seem to be their thing. But when they're on stage, the band does seem to follow a dress code that makes them look more unified. Most of the time, they're dressed in all black. If they were wearing another color, all band members have to be dressed in the same color. But what makes Why Don't We special is the fact that their dress code isn't that strict. This means each individual member can experiment with their clothes and how they want to look. They can put their own individual spin on the outfit as long as parts of it match to make them look like a band. That's pretty fair, right? Their dress code rule is also fairly relaxed, as we've seen Why Don't We perform in so many different outfits. We love the relaxed and comfortable outfit look. After all, what's more important is paying attention to their amazing vocals. Everything for our fans. Let's be honest, Why Don't We's fans are absolutely fantastic.
Nobody got enough.
The passion they show for the band is amazing, so it's no wonder that Why Don't We really appreciate their fandom. If you ever watched their videos, you probably noticed that Why Don't We love to surprise their fans while they're on tour. It pretty much gives them a chance to visit new cities and meet as many people as possible. We love celebrity surprise visits, so this is obviously absolutely perfect. If you follow them on Twitter, you know that Why Don't We love to interact with their Limelights. After all, where would singers be without their fans? They're the ones that purchase their albums and stream their music. Jonah even admitted that one girl gave them a handwritten 100-page book, and another fan gave Daniel 20 pairs of underwear. They mentioned interaction and fan gifts is one of the most amazing parts of their tour. So obviously, every tour the band makes sure they give back to. Are you a Limelight, or do you belong to any other fandom? Come let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to tell us your favorite Why Don't We song. And that's it for our video. Don't forget to subscribe to The Things for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.